Hey there, Ksenia. So I've had a read through the question that you've sent me, as well as your response. And actually your task response is, as usual, really good. One thing there isn't an example in this sentence, in this paragraph. There is one here. But whenever we make a point, we must support it with evidence. So let's go through and correct it bit by bit. So this should be, congestion is, we don't talk about congestions, the plural, it's just congestion. Constant traffic congestion is a problem that millions of people are familiar with in almost all major cities. I would say of the world is more natural sounding. Major cities of the world. It has been suggested that building higher capacity roads would alleviate the problem and decrease the amount of time people spend driving. I disagree with this statement because I believe the solution will ultimately create. This is fine, but I think the conditional is better. Because what we're saying is, should my view prove true, this would ultimately create more problems for citizens and authorities. Constructing more spacious motorways will address the issue of traffic jams only temporarily. In the long run, cutting down traffic time I'm not sure about this, one sec. Okay, cutting down traffic time would incentivize the driving of more private cars oh, we've already said this here. Okay, so I'm going to condense these. I'll do it like this. So, in the long run, cutting down traffic time would incentivize the driving of more private cars, which, in turn, may overwhelm the capacity of newly built highways and increase air pollution. Great. Maybe here we should have an example of where this has already happened. I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but there are major cities all over the world that increase their road capacity and don't get any benefit from it. The pollution still stands strong. We could have quickly looked at one of these, but yeah, my biggest point with this essay, this reasoning is good, but it needs a supporting example. So, civil engineering on this scale requires tremendous amounts of taxpayers' money, which otherwise could be spent on more important governmental projects, such as improvements in healthcare and education. Good. Alternatively, there is a simple and elegant solution which may not only reduce the number of vehicles on roads, but also increase local budget revenues. Introducing small charges for using major highways and bridges during rush hours would become a strong incentive for many car drivers to avoid travelling. Or postpone trips for a later time. A road that charges you to use it is a toll road. And I just wanted to squeeze that term in there so that it was, topic-specific vocabulary. Cool. So do you agree? What's the solution? So once again, your task response is great, but your task response score also would suffer due to the lack of the example in this paragraph. But all in all, this is a great response. So an item that you have broken. So thank you for the vase you lent me 2 weeks ago. It really helped me. Trying to think of a better way to say this. One sec. Okay, so this is fine now. Cool. So actually, this is fine. The only correction I needed was up here, and I'm still not totally comfortable with this sentence. It makes sense, but talking to a friend, and also I think that sounds a little bit more nice. Thank you for the vase you lent me 2 weeks ago. It genuinely made the flowers for my mother's birthday party look beautiful. However, I'm writing to apologise to you. I think I would rather go like this, as unfortunately your vase was accidentally damaged by my father. But the rest of it, it's got a good conversational tone because this is a letter to a friend. So we want to make sure that we're informal, as well as apologetic. So the good use of contractions and informal language. Where was it? Things like a lot of guests. Normally in the academic task 2, we'd require you to say a considerable number of guests or many guests. But you do understand the differences in tone that are required of you, which is good. I honestly think that your exam will go very well for you. I think you're going to be coming away with quite a high score, and I'm looking forward to your result. But I'll send this over to you now. I'll look forward to your next pieces, and I will do my best to get them back to you as quickly as possible. All the best, Ksenia. Speak soon.